Alicia Richardson. I'm one half of We Go To, and my life goal would be to visit every continent at least twice. I am Randy Williams. I am the other half of We Go To, and a life goal of mine is pretty much to have the freedom to travel wherever I want, whenever I want. And I'm getting closer by the day. We Go To is an urban travel resource dedicated to assisting minorities navigate their international travel. So on our website, which is our chosen platform, we provide information that's relevant to minorities' needs, their concerns, and their interests, as well as provide a space for these travelers of color to share information from their own personal travels. It's wonderful to sit and chat with all of the students to hear about where they're going to study abroad, what they want to do, and they're just so young and eager and excited. And it reminds me of my youth. It reminds me of when I was studying abroad. And yeah, it's just a great feeling to know that these kids are really gung-ho for getting this international experience. In my opinion, I think that particularly in the African American community, there's a huge fear of the unknown. And particularly with older generations, they've seen a little bit more of, how things have been and some of the challenges that can face the African American community, and they want to protect their kids and their family members, and so they want to keep them close to home. I also think that there's just lack of exposure. People don't know that they can go abroad, that they can study abroad, that they can go overseas, and it's not that difficult. There are ways to go about it. A lot of people think it's expensive, and not saying it's not, but there are ways to make it happen for everyone. People are just often really unfamiliar with what African Americans are, what we are, what our culture is, and they have a lot of ideas about who we are from television and movies, which can be a very, very inaccurate portrayal of us as a people. And so, I remember once we were in the DR, we were chatting with some local guy, and he was like, "Talk black." And we were like, "What?" "We've been talking to you for months, and this is how we talk. So what do you mean? And we're black. So what is talking black?" And we were in the DR, and they're black as well. I remember we were teaching at an English center in the capital, Santo Domingo, and one of my students told me that I was really pretty. She's like, "You're such a pretty black girl." She was like, "You remind me of Beyonce." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so touched. Thank you." One of my favorite people. And I was like, "That's so interesting." I was like, a lot of people think that I'm Haitian here. And she was like, "Really?" She was like, "But you're pretty. Why would they think you're Haitian?" Right. Yeah. So we definitely experienced a lot of that for sure. Travel is important for so many reasons. You gain a global perspective, which is increasingly important in the world that we live in now. Even just speaking career-wise, people in jobs want to know that you're globally competent and that you can, work with people from different cultures and things like that. So that's one reason why travel is specifically important. Also, teaches you how to go with the flow and to solve challenges and to make a way for yourself. When you travel, nothing is going to go as planned. Very few things are going to go exactly as planned. And you have to learn to negotiate that, to manage that. You gain an appreciation for the challenges that are similar and the challenges that are different in your own country. So you're going to see that there's racism and there's colorism everywhere. That's one commonality. But you might see that, it's not as overt, or it's not, it's different in whatever way. And so it kind of grounds you as well. So you realize sometimes too, sometimes maybe we don't have it that bad in America, or just, I appreciate the things and the opportunities that I've been afforded, because of the family I was born into in America, I would say to say yes as much as possible. You are in this new experience, you're experiencing a new culture, new people, new food, all these different things. And at least for me, someone telling me that I should say yes, it made sense. When you're there, it's just so many different things you're doing and trying, and if you're not open to it, you're going to miss out on a great experience. So just saying yes as much as possible, of course staying safe, within reason, but just experiencing as
much as you can. Especially if you don't know the next time you're going to be abroad. You know, you want to make sure that you're taking full advantage of your opportunity.